This is Berlin, a city that understands division, a metropolis built on the scars of the past. Its history is not linear. It is a stack of conflicting timelines: the Kaiser's empire, the Nazi regime, the divided Cold War, and the reunification. In a place where history has been continuously fought over, what if the past itself could be changed? Dr. Erich Voss was a historian of obsession. His life's work was the meticulous, almost surgical study of the anomalies of the Berlin Wall era. Not the grand politics, but the subtle, forgotten details, the documents that vanished, the meetings that were never logged, the days that seemed to contradict the official record. He focused on the Soviet sector, specifically a highly classified military zone near the Brandenburg Gate, demolished immediately after reunification. Erich noticed a pattern. Documents from a specific three-day period in November 1945 repeatedly contradicted subsequent events. The official timeline showed a critical negotiation delay between the Allied powers. Erich's fragmented evidence suggested the negotiation had gone perfectly, achieving a stable peace agreement decades before the wall was built. Yet somehow, the official history prevailed. He suspected a deliberate, active correction of the past. His investigation led him to a forgotten architectural survey smuggled out of the GDR archives, detailing a massive subterranean vault beneath the demolished Soviet military zone. Codename Kronos Bunker. It wasn't a military command center, it was a temporal stabilization unit. The vault was designed by a rogue Soviet faction obsessed with optimizing history. They didn't want to win World War II again. They wanted to erase its most inconvenient consequences, like the long, damaging Cold War that bankrupted them. Their ultimate goal was to make the Soviet Union emerge from WWII not as a superpower, but a technological utopia. Erich, armed with the coordinates and a stolen keycard from a former Stasi agent, descended into the ruins. The entrance was hidden behind a collapsing utility tunnel beneath an abandoned lot near the wall's former path. The air was heavy, metallic, and cold. Inside the Kronos bunker was a relic of Cold War genius, massive, circular, designed to withstand a nuclear blast, but filled with analog computing equipment, a mechanical temporal engine. The central piece was the Soviet vault, a huge, reinforced sphere that pulsed with a slow, deep energy. The historian was not alone. He encountered Lena Schmidt, a scientist who specialized in historical preservation, working for a German government agency. Lena was there to secure the vault, believing it was simple data archive. She immediately suspected Erich of espionage, seeing his obsession as dangerous idealism. Lena Schmidt: Dr. Voss, this site is restricted. Whatever you think is here, it is government property. You must leave immediately. Erich had to convince her of the terrifying truth. He showed her the Soviet logs, translated laboriously, detailing not the storage of documents, but the emission of specific temporal frequencies. The vault was not a library, it was a correction machine. It operated by flooding specific historical moments with concentrated temporal energy, forcing small, local changes in human decisions, enough to shift the course of geopolitical events without causing a paradox meltdown. The most recent activity log showed the target, November 1945. The vault was attempting a major correction, a rewriting of the surrender documents. If the history of World War II was changed, the Berlin Wall, the Stasi, and their own lives would be erased or fundamentally altered. The twist came when Erich realized Lena was not just a historical preservationist. She was the granddaughter of the original Soviet scientist who built the Kronos bunker. She was programmed, subconsciously, to protect the vault and its mission.
Her skepticism wasn't professional, it was ingrained defense mechanism. She was the custodian of the temporal paradox. Eric and Lena, despite their internal conflict, had to work together. They found that the vault wasn't powered by electricity, but by a massive geothermal kinetic energy source beneath Berlin, a tectonic anchor designed to keep the machine stable even during atomic warfare. To destabilize the vault, they couldn't just cut the power, they had to destabilize the temporal anchor. The process of destabilization was complex and required the activation of 3 obsolete Soviet-era analog switches scattered across the massive complex. As they worked, the vault began its final, catastrophic attempt at rewriting history. The air around them began to flicker, showing ghostly alternative realities, fleeting images of a Nazi-controlled Berlin, followed by a glittering, technologically advanced Soviet utopia. The timeline was tearing apart. The final switch was located in a narrow, flooded tunnel deep beneath the main vault. Lena, finally accepting her legacy and the danger of the vault, confronted Eric. She admitted her grandfather designed the machine to save her mother from a terrible Cold War fate, a purely personal motive disguised as geopolitical optimization. The climax arrived as they reached the final switch, a Soviet-era security drone, autonomous and programmed to protect the Kronos bunker at all costs, activated. The drone wasn't designed for combat, it was designed to prevent any physical changes inside the vault, a perfect countermeasure to their sabotage. Eric, the historian, used his knowledge of the past to win the future. He didn't fight the drone. He overloaded the communication antennae in the historical documents it was designed to protect. The drone, confused by the conflicting data, froze. Lena threw the final switch. The destabilization sequence initiated. The massive vault began to tear itself apart, releasing all the hoarded temporal energy. The sound was deafening, like the collapse of all historical memory. The physical structure of the bunker shook, burying decades of secret history under tons of concrete. Eric and Lena escaped the collapsing bunker just as the final anchor shattered. They emerged onto the deserted lot in Berlin, blinking in the daylight. The air was clear, clean. The crisis was averted. The timeline was stabilized. World War II remained, and the Cold War's consequences remained. But looking at Lena, Eric saw a momentary ghost of a different woman, a memory of a Lena who lived in the Soviet utopia, the life her grandfather had tried to give her. The past was not rewritten, but the echoes of the possible past remained in their minds. They had saved the integrity of time, but they would forever carry the knowledge of what could have been. The reality you live in is merely the winning timeline, but the echoes of the others still whisper. If you felt the pull of this chronicle, don't let the mystery end here. To access the Berlin Chronicler's dossier, containing the theories, locations, and the full account of the Soviet vault, click the free download link in the description below. This is your key to the winning timeline. If you wish to follow the whispers further, hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell to ensure you don't miss the next chapter. The next truth awaits in the towering shadows of California's tech capital. Our next chronicle will reveal the tech billionaire exposed the truth about San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, to another dimension. The chronicles have already begun their journey. Discover the secrets hidden in the vaults beneath London, the deep history of Cairo, the strange whispers of New Orleans, and the mysteries of Paris, Rome, Venice, Edinburgh, Tokyo, and New York. Find all our chapters in the dedicated playlist link provided in the description. The world is waiting to be uncovered.